Hey everyone, just a quick video this afternoon because I briefly wanted to discuss the allegedly forthcoming Spotify Platinum subscription. 9to5Mac recently reported that a user who was trying to leave the Spotify service after 10 years was sent an exit questionnaire, as these companies often do. And amongst all the usual questions, there was an interesting little nugget which suggested that Spotify were about to launch a new service, Spotify Platinum, for double the current subscription charge, which in the US I believe is $10, and this new tier is going to be $20. And for that, Spotify are going to give you lossless and possibly high-res music streaming, along with some other features including headphone optimization, whatever that is, Library Pro and Playlist Pro features, again, no idea what that is, along with a reduced ad podcast section, not ad-free, but reduced ad. And they were asking this user who was about to leave whether any of those features would tempt them back into Spotify for $20. Now, let's just take a minute there to see what's happened to lossless streaming since Spotify first announced that it was going to introduce this 2 years ago. I mean, 2 years is a long time in technology. And since then, of course, Apple very successfully launched their lossless and high-res streaming for no extra cost. It's still the same, $9.99 a month. And for that, you get the capability to stream CD quality or higher, as well as all that Dolby spatial audio stuff if you're into that. And Amazon Prime Music, they too have introduced high-res and CD quality streaming for no extra cost. So I would classify those as very much consumer-friendly, discovery-focused services. On the other end of the market, we've had players such as Cobras and Tidal, which have been really the pioneers of lossless streaming since the early days, and both of those also offer subscriptions that are less than $20 a month for lossless streaming. The question is, has Spotify got what it takes to tempt users away from all these existing services? I'm not so sure about that actually, because I would argue that most people that use Spotify are not geeky audio nerd hi-fi enthusiasts like we are. They are basically consumers that value Spotify because of its reliability, because of its range of music, because of the fact that it sounds pretty good even in lossy forms, and mainly also for the social music curation and music discovery features. Spotify is the main currency of music streaming. Of course it is. It was the granddaddy of all streaming services. But these are not people, in my opinion, who are going to be too bothered about getting lossless audio if they have to pay for it. Apple have taken a different route. They're just giving it to you for free, and it's there if you want it. But I'm not sure how many of Spotify's user base, what proportion of their user base, will pay double for hi-fi streaming. How about the other features? Well, headphone optimization, I guess it's some kind of digital signal processing, but I'd be surprised if it offers granular control over parametric EQ, for example. I might be wrong, but you know, that's quite complex stuff, and again, not something that a typical consumer will want. We don't know what this Playlist Pro and Library Pro services are. I mean, they might be really good. I just hope they don't make the standard features for premium users that much worse. That would be a real shame and an own goal, in my opinion. And then, of course, we've got the reduced ad podcast streaming. And again, you know, if it's ad-free, maybe that would be more tempting, but reduced ad, not so sure. So I don't think standard consumers will jump at the Spotify Platinum subscription. How about hi-fi snobs and enthusiasts like us? Well, again, I'm not sure Spotify's that tempting, because where the more premium services like Cobras and Tidal have really kind of made advances in forging partnerships with high-end hi-fi manufacturers, having their services built into both hardware and software. So for example, a lot of hi-fi enthusiasts use Roon, and at the moment the only two streaming platforms which are tightly integrated, in fact integrated at all into Roon, are Cobras and Tidal. Apple Music isn't there, Amazon isn't there. However, Spotify does have one key advantage, and that is the fantastic Spotify Connect facility. So if you're not aware, this basically allows you to control any device with Spotify Connect built in via the app on your smartphone, computer or tablet. And it's really intuitive. It's very easy to move music from one device to another. It's pretty seamless. It works really well. But they've got to make sure that they get the basics that hi-fi enthusiasts care about right, i.e. make sure that streams are reliable, that they don't buffer too much, that the quality is good, and preferably that the app can output bit-perfect audio from whatever device you're playing it on. So for example, that's one of the reasons I don't like Amazon Music, because from my iPhone going into a DAC, it just doesn't output bit perfectly, whereas Apple Music does, Tidal and Cobras do, and Spotify Lossy does as well. So I think that's a really key feature. I'm unlikely to care about listening to hi-fi streams when I'm out and about. I just can't tell the difference. I'll be amazed if you can. So really I'm talking about home listening on nice equipment. And given that Spotify Platinum is likely to be more expensive than Apple Music, Amazon, Cobras and Tidal, I'm just not sure I'm willing to make that commitment to Spotify. Remember, Spotify has some questions raised about how well it pays artists and how ethical it is generally as a big player in the music industry. And I think this is another area where Tidal has made great strides, for example, in allowing you to see more transparently how much artists get from your subscription. To my mind, Spotify Platinum is not particularly compelling. I might be completely wrong, of course. I think we're just going to have to wait and see if and when it's announced. But do you know what? I think as time goes by, I'm less and less interested in it. But those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comment section below as always. As ever, if you enjoyed the video, do hit the like button. And if you enjoy the content across the channel, subscription would be terrific. So I'll see you in the next video, but until then, take care.